Well, I said in my last video that in this video I would be finishing the gas tank mod, the filler neck and all. Well, like always, plans change. I couldn't get I needed the 90-degree mandrel bend, and I ordered it, and it won't be here till the 24th or the 25th. So eventually I still will finish that video. In this video, what I'm going to try to do, and the both of us will be learning at the same time because I never did this before, and I'm not much of an electrical person, but I try to use common sense in everything I do. Well, I have the motor from the 72, and normally the windshield washer in the 72 Super Beetle is operated from the column. On the one side of the column operates the windshield. Well, I eliminated the 72 column and I put a column in from the 63. And all that's on the 63 column is the turn signals. So in order to make this work, I have to find a rotary switch that will work the same way that the dashboard switch worked. And I'll show you what I did pick up, and we're going to try working on it together and see how I make out. Wish me luck. Here's the wiring system I'm going with. It's all custom, and I need custom because this car is actually like two cars when it compares to the wiring. The far left-hand side is the steering column hookup, and then the motor is to the right. And I'm putting in a modern fuse panel and relay panel rather than the old-fashioned one, just to keep it up. Now, in order to do this, I'm going to try to make this switch work. It's solid. I believe I got it on Speedway Motors, and someone had talked about having it hooked up in a Kenworth. So I believe it'll do what I want it to. Okay, let's see if we could figure this out together. And hopefully it'll help somebody with a crazy mod like this in the future. All right, I'm gonna get at it. First thing I gotta do is put these test leads on. I'm gonna put the green on the green. I'm gonna put the black on the black. It's a bit slippery. We're going to put the yellow on the yellow and black. We're going to put the white on the white and black. I believe that's the power wire. And then the brown, again, I believe is the ground. So, we're going to hook a ground to that. We'll hook the green, another green. Now, you know what? We're going to use the red. Okay. Now, according to my diagram, I believe this is the power wire, the white and gray. That goes to the source, which is this wire. Okay. Now we have the ground. So we're going to hook that up to ground on the battery. Okay. Move these out of the way so it's not confusing. Okay. Now we have the yellow and black, which goes to 53. And 53 is speed 1. So we're going to put that on speed 1 back here. This is numbered. It's numbered differently than the original diagram, but when I bought it, there's a PFA file that you could look at the instructions on what the numbers mean, what the posts mean. So we're just going to hope for the best that we get it right. Okay, the yellow and black goes to the steering column 53B. And 53B here is the second speed. Okay. The green wire is 53E. Now that is the only one that confuses me. I'm believing that's a ground. So I'm going to hook it in here to this post. Okay. Oh. Okay. Now, the black on the column goes to 53. 53 is speed 1. So that's number 1. Okay. Now on the switch we got high and low hooked up. Park is number 5 on here. And the park is 53E, I believe, which is the (53E) is the green wire. Okay, and it goes to park. Okay, now I believe the power is the white one. So we have to go from the white. We have another white one. We're going to put the white to the power side. Try it. See what happens. Nothing happens. I believe the white also has to go to B, here's the battery. I hear something working. We may have figured it out. That's high speed, low speed, off. This will definitely do what I want it to. If it doesn't end up in the park position, which is the position where you lower the wiper, when you shut it off, the wiper lays down on the bottom of the windshield. Well, if it doesn't do that automatically, I'm okay with that because I can still do it by operating the switch. Just a little more manual, which the old bugs, I'm surprised they don't have something on the windshield wiper that you have to use your arm to make the wiper go back and forth. But we figured it out. I'm going to try it on this motor now, just for fun. Although I don't know what those wires are, so maybe I'm not going to test it on that one. But I'm going to reassemble our motor, and then we'll try it on there. But first, I want to show you the speed. Okay, I put a piece of tape on there so you can see what's happening. It's in the off position now. This will be low. then high. You can hear the motor also. And then off. Yeah, it isn't going to the park position, but that's fine. I'm okay with that. I could just shut her off. You know, you could do it like this. Move it little by little till you get it where you want it. That's fine. I'm okay with that. There probably is a way to do it correctly where it would stop, but I'm happy with what I got. This will work fine. And I couldn't put my windshield wiper assembly in the car until I had the switch worked out, because the switch goes in there first. Now I'm going to take this knob off, and I'm going to run a tap, not a tap, but a die on there to accept the ivory knob off an ashtray. So when it's in my dash, it looks like that's where it belongs, because that's where it belongs. All right, I'm going to start putting this thing together. Okay. First, this plate goes on there like this. There's 3 bolts that hold it to the motor. They look to be 10 millimeter as far as the wrench. Okay, now we're going to get a wrench to tighten them up. Okay, 10 millimeter it is. We don't want to kill it, but we want them tight. Okay. Now our next move is putting this on here. It has to go on here, and a pin holds it, and it has to go on the rotary shaft to make it all move. So we'll put that on position now. We use our hammer here, put that down where it belongs. And we'll get the bolt, the nut for that, and the pin for this. Oh, I have the pin for it. So we'll put that on right now. It's an E-ring. See, it's kind of shaped like an E. So they call them E-rings. Needle nose really helps putting them on. There we go, it's locked in. Okay, I'm gonna go get the bolt, the nut for here, this side. Put a little washer on there first. I believe this is the nut. Yep. I'll tighten that down with the socket. Okay, be sure it's all put together. We're going to try it one more time electrically, make sure that nothing moved, that we figured it out right. I'm surprised because, you know, I've been like an industrial mechanic my whole life. And I find that, you know, some 5-minute jobs can take you a couple hours because, you know, like things happen, bolts break, things short out, you know, like things just happen, wrong parts, waiting for parts. But sometimes, in this case, I expected to mess with this for about 2 or 3 hours today, trying to figure out these wires, these 5 wires, like trying to hit the daily number in the lottery. But I lucked out. I expected this job to be 2-3 hours. Turned out to be 5-10 minutes. So, you know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. All right, we're going to hook this together on the wires again. let me start things and I'll get back to you. Okay, I hooked the wires all up off camera. I did them the same as I did the first time. And I have this diagram on there. This is the switch that I bought, the dashboard switch. And this is the motor markings. If you have any question on how I did this, please don't hesitate to ask or comment, or, I don't know if anybody's doing anything crazy like this. But, if you need any help at all and I can help or answer your comments, I will gladly do it. All right, it's in off position. Let's go to low. There's low. There's high. And off. That's high. Low. Off. Now see, this didn't end up in the same place, where if it was a park, if the park was working properly, it would end up like in the same place every time, like that. But see, you can do it on the switch. You don't need that extra voltage, whatever is in the motor. It'd be nice, but I don't think nothing's 100%. It should be, but I'm very glad with what I got. This will work perfectly for what I need. So next thing I'm going to do is figure out what I have to do to install it in the car. No, the next thing I'm going to do actually is operate this switch. I'm going to try to get the knob from the Volkswagen ashtray, get this knob off, and get the white ivory knob on. That's my next goal. Well, at least we got it figured out, but as always, our plans change. When I was trying to tap the front of the switch to accept the knob from the ivory Volkswagen ashtray, it broke the switch. No big deal. I have time to order another one. The only thing is it's a setback for another 5 to 7 days. But, it's not a hard installation. When it comes, I'm going to put it back in as factory with the black knob on it, and we'll be good. The main thing is it's working from the dashboard where I want it to. So that's another little setback. But I'll show you some things that I've been doing behind the camera, because, my deadline is coming up quick. And it's hard trying to edit every day and move the camera around and do things. So I've been doing things behind the scenes on my own. Plus I get to listen to the radio, which I enjoy. So as usual, we're going to show you around a little bit of what I've done since you saw me last. And good to see you. I mean, I love making these videos. And if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to ask. I like modifying things. I guess you could tell that already if you've been around for a while. So I'll show you some of the stuff I've done on the Bug. And we're getting close, but the wiring is going to take me a while, and the seat upholstery is going to take a while. And I still have to put the motor in, but I'm putting it in raw. But it needs a new generator, so I am changing it over to an alternator. And I have paint runs that, I'm kind of not happy with at all. They're fixable, but I don't know if I have time to fix them before the car show. If I have to leave with them on, it'll be a little not happy feeling for me, but overall I accomplished a lot, being that I just started the middle of last September. Okay, stay tuned. I'm going to show you some other things I've done. Sallie got some carpeting. Not done yet. I have to finish in the back. Door panel, it's just set in there. Needs to be the clips put in. The dash, we love the dash. We got to finish the carpeting. I don't know if I mentioned in the last video that I put the moldings on the side. The running boards are on. I'm sure I had the bumpers on last time and the turn signals. And the headlights were in, but they weren't completed. The bolt that holds the trim ring on the outside of the bulbs, those holes had to be drilled and tapped to a little bigger size because they were stripped out. But that wasn't a big deal either. The sunroof is just sitting in there. I got a complete rebuild kit from Wolfsburg West. That'll be done. I put the brake tubes in. Nothing's hooked up there, but the tubes are in place. There's my wiring panel that I'm going with. Little mirror and sun visor action. I like the transition from the plastic carpet strip. I had to modify the hold down piece a little bit to make that work and look like the way it should. Heater vents are cut in on both sides, but they're not screwed in yet. Well, as we always say, enjoy your project. I think today I'm going to take it easy. It's Sunday. And enjoy your project. And we're moving forward. And hoping we're going to be in Pittsburgh on July 12th. Wait and see. I'll be doing a video of the whole trip. All right. Thanks for coming back. See you again in a few days.